Good afternoon and welcome to rehearsals for Aida with Washington National Opera. We're here in our Tacoma rehearsal studios and my name is Elorn Meeker and I'm the Associate Director on the production, and standing with me here is Jessica Lang, who's our choreographer, and Claudia McDonald, who's our Associate Choreographer. And we're excited today to give you the inside scoop on a bit of our rehearsal process with our dancers who are here working with Jessica. So Jessica, anything you want to say before we kick off our rehearsals this afternoon?
Well, we're so excited to share a sneak peek. It is so fresh. So you're right here at the beginning of our process, and we're working on the triumphal scene. So.
Great. So a little bit of what we're going to dive into today is the entirety of the Triumphal March. You'll see a selection of the work that Jessica is currently putting together on the ballet, along with some of the scene work that follows that. And while she's rehearsing with the dancers who you're seeing behind us, Claudia and I will be giving you some inside scoop information. So great. Shall we take it away?
Yeah, let's get started.
Let's go for it.
Thank you. All right, dancers. Thomas, how are you guys? You good? Shall we go? So we're starting in the middle of this scene, and we're going to go up until the torch lift
with us at that time.
before the big triumph.
Well,
Fancy.
Background
Thank
story
you.
perhaps on how the choreography came together?
yeah, well, Jessica Lang Dance is really excited to be doing this because in San Francisco's production, this was all
Nice,
men,
good.
and she's had a great time incorporating her ladies into this as well. So this is new. Actually,
Good.
Washington
Present.
National Opera's production, this choreography will be completely new for
Fantastic.
the audience. So that's really exciting for all of us.
Good. Watch the sides. Careful. Pop. Good. Travel. Lighter energy. Meet and greet. Been gone long time.
So this is the first time that we're collaborating with not only Jessica as a choreographer here at Washington National, but also the first time that we've brought the whole company in, of which you're a part.
Yes.
So how does that
Good.
change things
Easy.
in terms of A,
Open.
choreographing for an opera,
Generous.
or B, coming to Washington National?
Um,
Different than being in a ballet studio, I assume.
Yeah,
Travel
but you know
down.
what's so great about Jessica and her work is that
Good.
she's a great collaborator, even in her own work, with
Hop
composers
and up.
and architects and visual artists. So this is sort of the ultimate collaboration to be on this team here at Washington National Opera. So we're not completely unfamiliar, but it's definitely amped
Good
up
Eve.
in the
I
best
love it.
way,
Out.
you know?
Yeah.
Lady up.
I mean, and to get to do this at the Kennedy Center is going to be incredible.
Good.
Fantastic on that huge stage
Happy
in that
Patrick.
space, right?
Yeah.
So now you talked a
Good,
little bit
Kana.
about this choreography feeling different or
Are you
new
okay?
for
Yay.
this production
Okay, great.
versus
We're
what we
gonna
had
stop
originally
right there.
done
You
in San
guys okay?
Francisco.
Yeah.
You want to
How
try
is
the
that
descent
so?
one?
Is there anything
Catch your
particular
breath.
that's changed or
What
that
went wrong?
Jessica has refocused on from a choreography standpoint?
Well, just by adding ladies, I mean, it
Changes the energy
Changes-
from the male-dominant
go.
world we
and
were
the
in in San
story.
Francisco.
Yeah, I mean, we
Yes.
still have our men who are triumphant
And
at
carefully.
war, and we're
Moving
celebrating
good. You're not
that
high.
in this
You're
scene.
Not high.
Fantastic.
You feel the ground through. Good. Turn your back.
And here
to
she's
my
just
leg. Yep.
cleaning
Smile
and
finish
reworking
with a
moments that are still in
turn.
process for the end of the
So not
choreography,
just
right?
dropping
Yeah,
her
yeah,
down,
we
but
have to
as
be
you're bringing her
very
down, can you
specific,
finish
not just with the
revolving?
music,
And
but
so
with
you actually
with
do
each
that
other,
descent,
especially
just
when
practice coming
up in
down.
the
When working
air.
up in the air.
So
Yeah.
Thomas
So
peels
we
off.
just started
She's in-
rehearsals with
she's in
the
Mylan's
principal
arms.
cast.
Thomas turns to his left
I
and
guess
goes
about a week
around.
ago, but
Right,
you've been in
and now
rehearsals
she
before
follows
that
and
in
you
New York.
unwind much
We
better,
did.
and
We
you don't
began
have to
last
actually
week. We had
push her
4
when
days
she's on
together
the floor.
to
So when she's on
begin
the
to
floor, you just
bring
back.
these
You
ideas
separate upstage. Hard.
together
Do that
before coming
transition.
here.
Right.
Yep. Up. She goes backwards. Oh. She goes backwards. We're going to keep going around. Good. Put her down. Send her where she is. Yep. And go off. Yeah. Just a little sooner. She can come to the floor when you're facing upstage. So she can kind of, you guys split Thomas. Good? Okay. Just the switch into the ladies
So just to catch
Cabriole?
everybody up on what we're working
have
on
a
in
hand-
the context of how this
a hand
sits within the
gesture?
opera, this would be in the last scene in what we call our part one,
yeah.
which would be
Yeah,
Verdi's
that's
Act
better.
2.
I think you just got
And
your
it's
hands
within
tied.
this ballet is
All right,
within the structure of a larger scene that
let's
we call
leave
the
this.
Triumphal March.
Yes.
And the
And
Triumphal March is
we're
the
gonna go to the
return of our
end.
hero,
Can we just
Radames,
walk
from
through what
war.
we did yesterday?
And seeing
the end of the
him be
triumphal
honored
scene?
as a returning hero, and then
To this,
ultimately being offered the crown and the hand of the Princess Amneris,
Yes.
whilst he's
To the
actually
getting
in
of
love
the
with
flags, but
Aida.
we're not gonna do
Right.
the
So
flag
this
now.
is
We're
part
gonna
of what's
practice
going on to
braiding with the flags
celebrate
for a second.
Radames as he's just returning
just the
home from
last
battle.
Oh, yes.
Before the end
And what a
of the
glorious
ballet.
picture here to structure. This is for the very end of the ballet, yes? The
Yeah.
final pose.
Yep.
You guys should be splitting center.
And then from here, what we'd be seeing that's filling the space that obviously is missing from the moment in this ballet rehearsal are the principal characters,
Yeah.
the chorus, the
Good.
whole scene of people that are around
Good,
this
Patrick.
celebration.
Yeah. How many are in this chorus on stage with
Right,
us?
so in this chorus we have about
Yep.
76 people, and
Yeah.
then we have another 10 or so
Jamie would
principal
enter.
singers who are
Right.
also in this
Okay,
scene.
stop a second. Patrick
And I
Julie,
think
can
what
see you for a
Jessica's
second? I
structuring
keep
right
wanting to change
now
your,
is what
how you
I
get
sort
out.
of
You
lovingly
both are
refer
so
to as the bow
tight.
sequence or the honoring sequence. So we
What
would have
makes sense?
just
What are you
finished the
doing?
ballet proper. The king grants them
I don't think
permission
that's good.
to
Can we do
move
that
forward
again?
with the
Can
rest
we
of
go
the
the
triumphal
other
march,
way?
and they
Is
do
it
that
weird?
sort of circle pattern
Or-
Yeah.
around
Patrick,
the
if
rest
you
of the
can
group
get
of
up
people
faster.
assembled, as if to say
Yep.
thanks for
That makes more sense.
their ballet
Yeah,
and their
you just don't
triumphal
tie your feet
representation to
together.
Radames.
Big and generous with the port de bras. Everyone, men looking left, women looking right as we go. Patrick, you can stay forward a
The
little bit
celebration goes on
longer.
for quite a while.
Yeah, like just
It
take
does.
it
It's
all
an
in.
enormous scene,
Take
isn't
longer
it?
Yeah.
So the
steps,
ballet
I guess, to
is
go back.
what, maybe 5 minutes long or so?
yes.
Okay.
And that's
About 5
And then
the
ladies, like
choreography
Eve,
that
I
you
feel
have
like
been
once
working on
you
with Jessica,
curtsy
that
and
we
bow
were
and
just
turn,
viewing.
go
Yes.
for it.
But
Like
it
I don't
sits
feel like
within
you
a
have to wait.
larger
You
scene. The whole
arrived in a
triumphal
really great
march is
time.
closer to
And then
15
peel off,
minutes
peel off,
long.
peel off,
And we've challenged you guys. You're doing a lot to help flesh out that scene. It's not just the ballet, right?
Nope.
Let's show our friends. what
We're
these
also working
banners
with
are.
10 wonderful boys who are dancers, and
Yes.
they're included in the scene as well.
Yes.
These banners, but
And
let's
as you can
practice
see,
our-
the banners are coming out.
So what's fun about these banners is, if you look carefully, there are actually slightly different insignia on each one. And part of what you're seeing there is the artwork from Retina, who's the artist whose work was an inspiration and part of the development of the process of the design for this production. So right after the ballet sequence, which just ended with that final pose, Jessica's then just starting to work on this new choreography that involves these banners and flags,
Yeah.
which are tricky.
Go up of the truss and practice. Yeah, John, come forward a little.
So we've got some challenges in this space that go beyond just learning how to use banners for the first time. So when you're working in unusual spaces that aren't, say, as large or as tall as the full stage, tell us about how she maybe is working on where the banners are and how to get used to working with them while still being safe.
Yeah, I don't know. She may turn the room so that
Take 3 people downstage.
she changes the front so we can use the length
I see, yes.
differently, or she just may
Or it looks like we just
rely
shortened up a little bit on the banners as well to
Yeah.
keep them safe.
rely on the sharpness of the dancers to adjust very, very quickly and adapt.
Right, they're sitting here. So I think especially as you come down, all 4 of you have to watch that you don't go off the center line too much. Can we just practice braiding? Jamie goes. They are held up at your belly. Yeah, you hold the bottom. Do you want to just try? So bring the bottom up.
Even
by
in
your
a
belly,
challenging
support
space,
it,
though,
and now turn your pipe.
It's
in the
all good
direction
information,
you're
and
not gonna
everyone
go
learns
first. So that's
to
right,
adjust
John.
really
Now
quickly.
go
So then
flip and
when
go
you go
this
to
way.
stage,
So
you
let's
are
say John
already
and Thomas will start
practiced
going
in
left first
And
then
how
Adjusting
to operate
quickly.
and how to adjust quickly.
Yeah.
Also, given the fact that on stage we'll have
Ready? I'm
those
gonna give you a
80 some
5,
odd
6,
choristers
7,
and bleachers, there are the children
5,
running around that we
6,
talked
7,
about.
go.
There's a
1,
lot that makes
3,
this fun and
flip,
crazy and has to be
down,
safe all at
and
the same
flip,
time.
exactly.
down and flip down. Good. Flip and down. Flip down. We have to make sure I'm not doing proper timing right now for the braiding, but that's the action of the banner. But because we don't have the height, well, I want the action to start coming forward, and because of
So
the
what's also
trust,
fun to maybe
we're gonna
think about
use,
and visualize is that
our
what we're seeing
sticks. Can we
here
switch to
represented on the artwork on the banners is also
practice.
doubled not only in
We'll come back
color,
when we have,
but in
Triumphal
visual
later today.
vocabulary across
In
the
the
rest
other
of the
room,
set. So
we'll
our
bring
large
the real
wall
banners.
pieces.
And even larger.
And even larger, right?
Correct.
So the
This is
scale of even what
Quite
we're seeing
stunning.
on the banners then gets blown up and becomes most of what we're visually looking at during the Triumphal March. It's on the walls on the sides, it's on the
Okay,
walls on the
so
back of the
let's read,
bleachers, they
walk
change
the
colors.
running pattern
And
of
now
the
you see
men.
we've just switched out to these
Pretending
other
these are your
sticks.
banners.
So is that part of the rehearsal process as well?
Yeah, you know what? We're just
Let's just
we're
do
just
the pattern
using them
first.
to do the
So you go
pattern
1, 2, 3, 4,
as
5, 6,
accurately as
7,
possible without the tops of the banners getting tangled
Right, to
in
help
the
with the
rest
height
of our
distance. Yeah.
scenery right now.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, da dum, 2, da dum, 2.
Because there's the banner operation and then there's pathway.
Yes, which are sort of two different things that you ultimately have to tackle at the same time
Right.
within the choreography.
What's the weight of the banner? You want to go with the weight of it, or you want to bring it back up? Weight of the banner and bring it back up. Great. And then face each other. And so now here's the thing. Yeah. Can I see that one more time? Should Patrick be center? Because like we're an odd number. Does that make sense, Patrick?
So
Which
we're
way do you
about,
turn?
like I said earlier, a
You're going with
week
the
into
weight
our
above you.
rehearsal
That
process.
way.
Yeah.
And from here on out,
we
we
walk
have
in,
another half week or
and then we're
so
gonna
of room
come no closer
rehearsals.
than that because
So
we
it's
don't want
this
your toes
kind
to
of work that will
touch,
continue,
even though they're over
A,
your
on a
head, you just don't wanna
choreographic
get
level,
that
and
far.
B, also combining the
3 steps
rehearsals
back
with the rest of the
your
full
right
cast.
foot.
Yeah.
1,
And that's
2,
something that we
3,
all
and you
work closely
turn
to
to
tag
your
team and bring together
and you
before we
run.
leave and move
And
to
Jamie
stage.
stops
Yeah. It's very
on the
specific
diagonal,
and focused.
Diagonal.
So our goal in the next half
Good,
week or
and then
so
we're
is to
gonna
have gone
kneel
through all of
when
the
Radamés comes
choreography
in.
here and to have
Cross.
set or finalized it
you'll,
as much as possible.
yeah.
In addition
And
to
we'll put
combining
our-
with the
the
cast so
bottom
that
of
we
the
can work through the
flag will
piece as
go
a
to
whole
the
before
floor.
even moving
Yeah,
to
and you'll just
stage.
stand.
Yes,
They're much
yes.
longer. Can we do that much with music? Let's do actually the transition from what we just did, the end of the triumphal scene. So ladies, let's practice. I have to keep working on this. I don't know about a transition. I threw it to you at 10 p.m. last night. Thank you.
So it's sort of work a section, work another section, figure out
make sure
transitions,
this
and
is
start
all
to slowly
splitting
but surely
center.
build all of those
Thread
pieces
them all
together.
together. Thread them all.
Here we go. Ready? Tom?
So here we are
Use-
back at the end of the ballet proper.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
And this would be where the king is granting them congratulations and where they're bowing to the respective public.
Good. Good, Patrick. That's it. Turn. There you go. Greet the women. Yep. We need a bigger circle, that's all. 7, 8. Ladies, back off a little bit so that the men have room. And start. 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 2, 3, 4. 1 more. And turn in, walk in. And back, run, turn. And we have to be still. Ground yourself.
Beautiful.
Good.
And so
kneel.
we literally just saw how those two
Okay,
whole
not
puzzle
bad.
pieces
Yeah.
came together within that rehearsal
We
process.
need to move sooner into the circle and away from the circle. We're spending too much time in the circle, and we should get going.
Yeah, layer by layer.
Evil.
You create
Can
and
you?
clarify and add music.
Love me.
And I love how Jessica's work so
when you
clearly
drop,
responds to the
curtsy,
different musical changes within a
don't
piece.
take out
She's
this-
so
don't
clever
forget the
about
side.
how to structure the
So
energy
how you
and the
were running the
flow
flow
and
was
keep the
great.
storytelling
Don't fall
alive
off
and
the
moving
stage.
forward.
Don't
Yeah.
fall off the stage. Big circle. You have time.
Her work is very musical, and
Good.
it's such a treat to work with live music.
Yes.
One more time.
Now, is that something that's
One more time.
maybe
Let's
a
try
little
that.
new or a little different or unusual for, say, an
Yeah, let's
experience where
run
you're
in
working
then
with
this time
Jessica
to the
Lang on
circle.
another
So-
piece versus
so
the
on
live
fifth
orchestra
one,
here
also,
for
Jamie,
Washington
don't
National
maybe
and
too
Aida?
far
You know, I have to say,
writing.
more and more.
Kind of pace yourself. I
She's
think
making
the
work
girls,
that can be
collect
done with
yourself
live
maybe
musicians,
Fantastic.
and
like this,
more and
but
more
collect
we've had
yourselves
the
a little bit
opportunity to
more.
do
One of
that.
you stand, one of you
So
kneel.
So it's building
But
blocks
often
towards
side
this
takes
opera
and
with
then
all of
they
this
Yeah.
enormous amount of orchestration and vocal
shoulder, but when you
pyrotechnics
come
on top
around
of all of that.
yeah.
The back side of your 8. Don't go over all the way stage left. One more time.
So I think we're about to wrap up our live feed coverage here at Washington National Opera. I hope you've enjoyed our little inside scoop into our rehearsal process for Aida, and we thank you for joining us this afternoon.